What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the real world. Should men judge women by their body counts? And can a woman delete her wholeness? That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. All right. Now, as a disclaimer, I did not make that statement as far as, you know, can a woman delete her wholeness? That ain't how I feel. I respect women. And furthermore, I understand women. I truly do. And I don't judge women. That's the type of man I am. I don't judge you. So you got to understand that if I can let y'all understand one thing about me, understand that I won't judge you. So, but the thing about it is this. We got to talk about it, because what I do here on this show is I just give my opinion on the public's concerns. What's already out there. Like I say, I don't, so I'm gonna speak on it. If it's something that touched my intellect, I'm gonna go ahead and speak on it. That's what we're gonna do tonight. So, uh, Brittany Renner, she was on Shannon Sharp's show, and she brought up what really got her career rolling. Really gave her traction, which was in 2018. She did a car video. She was in a car, and she did a video stating that she had slept with three guys in 24 hours. And she said she pretty much, uh, you know, although she did recognize that it could have been worse, all she had was a yeast infection, which is still bad, and but she said, well, it is what it is. She don't feel um like she should be bashed for that. You know what I'm saying? Shannon Sharp was kind of going back and forth with her, on the fact that, you know, he was just stating like, man, like you can't outrun your past, because at the end of the day, it's gonna tire you out, trying to run from your past. And she made some good points, like she asked him about how many women he had slept with. Did he know how many women he slept with? He didn't want to go into that. He started deflecting and was like, man, you know what? This my show, and we're not gonna talk about that. When you get your show, then we'll talk about, you can ask me those questions. And he didn't really want to talk about that. But she just went on and on. She started getting a little aggravated. You can see, because, see, women are held, to a standard, in society, uh, and they made to fit this standard of, uh, to where like they're naive, to where their sexual urges uh should be overlooked. You know what I mean? Uh they are made to look pretty. Everybody tell them they need to grow up and they got to be this pretty, beautiful, specimen, for everybody to embellish, you know, and that's, and there's some truth in that. But with that comes a lot of pressure a lot of times. You understand, with females, when a female is her nature, she's a sexual being also. So her nature is, she wants to explore her sexual urges also, just like a man wants to. You understand? And the difference between her and the man is that the man won't be judged for his sexual behavior, where she will be, and she knows that. So a lot of times women keep a lot of things secret, they urges and things like that, especially if she's a beautiful woman. This girl Brittany Renner, she's an attractive chick, and you know she has, just like so many other chicks like her, you know, they have to live up to this. Oh, I'm so perfect. You know, I'm such a perfect person. I don't do those things. I don't have those sexual urges. And they held to that standard of being, you know, reserved when it comes to that type of behavior. So they can't really live in their truth when it comes to that. And one thing I respect about her is that she's living in her truth. Like she said, the average guy is not going to uh accept her, her past. But she said she's not looking for the average guy. And so that's okay. So like she say, I'm gonna continue to live in my truth. And that's something that I can respect. I think a lot of people can respect that, bro. Anybody that's willing to live in their truth, that's honorable. Male or female. You understand? Uh, I've known a lot of women in my life, and uh, it always starts off the same way. In their life, with females, as males, we taught to, man, go get it. You know what I'm saying? If she offering, go get it. A lot of times that's how we taught, and we, get dabbed down for knocking them down, for having a certain sexual behavior, But with women, it's, oh no, you can't have this, you can't have this guy, you can't do this and that. Well, I believe that facts change is no robbery. You understand? If everything is consensual, if a female likes a male or a male likes a female, man, ain't nothing wrong with y'all getting together doing y'all thing, because that's what being real is about. All this waiting to have sex and things like that. Guess what? That's games. That's what that is. That's games. Uh, at the end of the day, everybody has a sexual urge. Everybody has a sex life, and everybody, if they of consenting age, you understand, everybody should be making themselves happy. Uh, Nobody is getting hurt in a consensual uh endeavor like that. You know, uh, the problem comes in when somebody's being forced into sexual behavior. So, like I say, I always been the type of guy that, well, I respect women that keep it real from the beginning. You understand? Because the sex part is going to come regardless, either now or later. And we all know that women know when they gonna have sex with a guy, if they gonna have sex with a guy within minutes of meeting him. Sometimes even when they see him, well, when they see a man that they like, they know, oh man, I'm gonna have sex. I want to have sex with that guy. I like the way he look. You know, same thing with men. You know, it's just that with men, like I said, it's more accepting. It's more accepting with men. So we more inclined to say, to go for it up front and go through with it. Whereas women they feel as if they have to protect, their dignity and things like that. When at the end of the day, it's just sex. As long as you're doing it responsibly, I don't judge women like that. I don't judge the caliber of a woman by who she opened her legs to or when she opened her legs to me. You understand how long it take all this? You got some women online talking about, oh, he got to wait 3 months. Let me tell you something about that 3 month thing, doc. And this for my fellas. If y'all waiting 3 months, if you waiting a month, if you waiting a week, man, let me tell you something. There's something wrong with that. If you done took this chick out on a date and ain't nothing happened, something wrong with that. Meaning there's a game being played. Now, if you got time to play games, more power to you. More power to you.